You are standing in the row for prayer. The Imam begins to recite the Holy Quran. The atmosphere is silent and peaceful and heavy. You are trying to connect with your Lord. Suddenly, a sharp, loud sound breaks the silence. It sounds like a bone breaking or a stick snapping. It echoes through the quiet hall of the masjid and distracts everyone who is standing nearby. It was not a structural failure in the building. It was the man standing right next to you. He decided to interlace his fingers together and squeeze them until they made that popping sound. Or perhaps you are the one who is guilty of this. You feel a sense of tension in your hands. You feel the urge to stretch your knuckles, and you release that tension right in the middle of Salah. You think it is just a harmless physical habit, a way to relieve stiffness or boredom or stress, but in the spiritual world of the prayer, it is a violation of the etiquette of the king. Today we are going to look at this common habit. We will see why the Prophet prohibited it. We will learn what the companions did to those who did it, and why it is considered a victory for Shaitan. This is the warning against tashbik and farqa, the interlacing and cracking of the fingers, and why your hands must remain still and humble when you are standing in the divine court. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, gave a clear command. He instructed us about the journey to the mosque. He said, when one of you performs wudu well and leaves his house intending to go to the mosque, let him not interlace his fingers together, for indeed he is considered to be in prayer. This ruling applies even before the prayer starts, while you are walking or waiting for the iqamah. If it is forbidden while you are just walking there, then imagine how much worse it is during the prayer, when you are actually standing in front of Allah, and the angels are recording your every move. The specific act is called tashbik in Arabic. It means weaving the fingers of one hand into the other. This gesture is often a sign of laziness or arrogance, or a sign of impending conflict and trouble. Some narrations describe it as the posture of the devils, or the posture of the people of wrath. It contradicts the posture of the humble servant, who should have his hands placed right over left. But the issue goes deeper than just the posture. It is about the sound and the distraction it causes. The cracking sound is known as farqaya, and it is despised by the scholars of all schools. The great companion Abdullah ibn Umar saw a man. He saw him cracking his fingers while he was praying. When the prayer was finished, Ibn Umar hid his hand, and he forbade him from doing it again strictly. Why was this noble companion so angry about it? Because the prayer is a place of absolute stillness. It is called khushu, or spiritual concentration. Your heart cannot be still if your hands are playing. Shaitan knows that he cannot stop you from praying. He knows you are already in the mosque standing, so he moves to his plan B, which is distraction. He wants to steal the quality of your worship. He makes you feel an itch that isn't there. He makes you adjust your clothes constantly, and he makes you feel the urge to crack your knuckles, to turn your worship into a bath or useless play. When you succumb to the urge and pop your joints, you are signaling that you are bored with Allah. You are signaling that your body is restless and that you are not overwhelmed by the majesty of the Quran. Imagine if you were standing before a worldly king or a strict general in the army for inspection. Would you dare to interlace your fingers and crack them? You would stand like a stone statue out of respect. Yet we stand before the Lord of the worlds and we fidget and play and make noises. This is a lack of adab or manners with Allah. And Shaitan laughs when he sees us behaving like this. There is also a physiological aspect to this habit. Cracking knuckles is often a sign of anxiety. It is a nervous tic that releases built-up stress. People do it when they are waiting or nervous. But the prayer is meant to be the cure for anxiety. It is the place where we drop our worries. We are supposed to find tranquility or sakina, not bring our worldly nervousness into the ritual. Some scholars have even called this sound terrifying names. They called it the tasbih of the heedless ones, because while the joints should be glorifying Allah, you are using them to make empty noise. Your body contains 360 joints. The Prophet said every joint owes a charity daily. The charity of the finger joints is to count dhikr, not to be popped for your own amusement. Also, consider the harm you do to others. The mosque is a sanctuary of silence and peace. The person next to you is trying to focus. He is trying to ponder on the verses being recited. Suddenly, crack goes the sound from your hands. His heart jumps and his focus is shattered. He loses his train of thought immediately, and Shaitan has used you to ruin his prayer too. You become an agent of distraction in the row. You take the sin of disturbing the believers, and the angels who surround the gathering are offended by what offends the sons of Adam. There is a narration attributed to the Prophet where he said, "Do not crack your fingers during prayer, for the shaitan loves to see the believer fidgeting. He loves to see the prayer turned into a game." So what should you do with your hands? The sunnah is to place the right hand over the left, and to place them on the chest or the navel, and to hold them there securely and gently. Think of it as handcuffing yourself before God. You are a prisoner of His love and His power. You have surrendered your ability to move or fight. You are totally submissive in His presence. If you feel the urge to crack your knuckles, resist it, just like you resist a yawn. Tell yourself that my hands belong to Allah now. I do not have permission to play with them. This struggle against the urge is jihad al-nafs. It is a struggle against your own lower desires. Every time you resist the urge to fidget, you are earning a reward and defeating the devil. This rule also applies to waiting for the prayer. Many of us sit on the carpet waiting for the imam, and we start interlacing our fingers and cracking them, thinking that the prayer has not started yet. But the Prophet said you are in prayer while waiting. As long as you are waiting for the prayer to start, you are getting the reward of the prayer itself. So the same etiquette applies to the waiting time. Keep your hands occupied with dhikr or tasbih, or keep them resting on your knees quietly. Do not let the idle time become the devil's time. Prepare your heart for the meeting with the king. There is also a medical opinion on this. Constant cracking of knuckles can weaken the grip. While it does not cause arthritis, as some say, it can lead to reduced strength in the hands. We need our hands to be strong for worship. We need them to make sujud and to raise in dua. Do not abuse the blessing of your joints. Treat them with the care they deserve. The story of the companion hitting the man's hand shows how seriously they took the issue of focus. They understood that a sloppy prayer is rejected, or that it comes back with very little reward. A man might finish his prayer and get only a tenth, or a half, or a quarter of the reward, depending on how much his mind was present and how still his limbs were during the act. Do not be the one who gets only 10% because you were too busy popping your bones. Maximize your investment in your salah by freezing your body and moving your heart. Tonight, when you stand for the prayer, check your hands. Are they interlaced like the people of conflict? Are they fidgeting like the people of anxiety, or are they submissive like the people of paradise? Let the silence of your limbs speak to Allah. Let the stillness of your fingers testify for you that you respected the audience you were granted and that you did not let shaitan make a noise. We ask Allah to grant us true khushu in prayer. We ask Him to still our limbs and our hearts. We ask Him to protect us from the habits of heedlessness and to make our prayers a source of light. May Allah forgive us for the mistakes of the past and help us to perfect our worship for the future, so that we meet Him with a sound heart and hands that are free from the chains of shaitan.